welcome back to IFE News channel, and this is IFE News podcast. In this podcast, instead of talking about your news, we will discuss an important topic, which is India's back-to-back successful test firing of missiles by Indian scientists. Before that, kindly subscribe to IFE News if you're not subscribed. We all know that India and China in a very tense standoff at the line of actual control LAC in the eastern Ladakh regions. The Chinese are giving everything uh, in their disposal uh, to create this kind of standoff in which India and China have literally shed blood for the first time in decades. So at this time of point, amid this tension in Ladakh along the border with China, India's missile programs have taken a huge leap in the past month. At least six separate weapons were successfully test fired in the last 5 weeks alone by DRDO, the Defense Research and Development Organization. DRDO has successfully tested the Hypersonic Technology Demonstrator Vehicle HSTDV on September 8th, and the extended range variant of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile on September 30th, an anti-tank guided missile on September 23rd. And now to the my favorite one of all all the tests put together. This is my favorite one, which is the uh, successful testing of the Shaurya missile, a nuclear capable Shaurya missile, sleek but deadly one, on October 3rd. And also the smart torpedo, a game changer for the Indian forces. Smart torpedo can can dissipate the uh, the Chinese fleet. So it was tested on October 5th, and the most recent one we all very proud of our DRDO and our defense scientists, an anti-radiation missile also successfully tested yesterday. So these are not a small achievement for the DRDO and the Indian scientists. Each and every missile is a milestone in technology in India's defense. Just think about it. Hypersonic technology demonstrator vehicle, BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, which was having around 350 kilometer range, 300 to 350 kilometer range, but now it has been extended to 500. And also there are plans to make it extend the range even further. And also, as per the scientist, when he gave an interview to Shivaru Life Fest, he has told that India also planning to increase the altitude of which BrahMos can fly. So increasing altitude, increasing range, a lot of other systems have been rethought to make this missile even more deadlier. And Shaurya, I don't want to say this is a nuclear capable missile. This is a terrible news for China and Pakistan and their forces. This is going to be a massive boost for India's defense and even the offense. Actually, Shaurya is not a defensive measure. This is an offensive weapon. You know, this is entering into nuclear territory. This missile is deadly. And smart torpedo. Oh my God, this missile can be very deadly for the enemy submarines. They won't even know what has hit them. Okay, because the torpedo is being fired not from the sea, not from underwater, but from the air. So now they will get a very little time or no time to even respond to any such threats. So all these missile tests have kept the country's missile scientists on their toes, and official sources indicates many more tests are are lined up in the days to come. It's not the end. This is just the beginning. That's what we have been told, and very important and the crucial one could be nearby cruise missile. The 800 to 1000 range nearby cruise missile. I think so. 800 range could be uh, our target at this point of time, just because this itself give us much more capability when compared to BrahMos, because nearby is a long range, is a subsonic cruise missile, and there are a lot of many advantage having a subsonic cruise missile in our disposal. Latest in the series is the, as I said, the new generation anti-radiation missile Rudram, which was successfully flight tested, and this is the first indigenous anti-radiation missile of the country, designed and developed by the DRDO within India. The Rudram was successfully test flighted uh, onto a radiation target located on Wheelers Island off the coast of Odisha on the Bay of Bengal. The missile was launched from Sukhoi 30, the Beast, the frontline fighter of the Indian Air Force fighter aircraft, and the Rudram hit the radiation target with pinpointed accuracy. As per the official statement of the DRDO, it is learned that with this, Rudram is ready for its induction into Indian Air Force. So India today can wipe out the eyes and ears of the Chinese if they want to uh, in the Ladakh sectors quite easily, I must say. So all these weapon system tested supplements India's capabilities in a much bigger, much stronger way than ever before, I will say. And till now, if we talk about the anti-radiation missile, India was using the Russian version, okay, and this missile is told to be said to have much better capabilities, much better uh, range and accuracy than the Russian variant which we were using so far. So, and now let's talk about other missiles. And now let me explain something bit about, because this is a podcast, not a separate video explaining only one topic to you all. So I'm trying to explain the importance of these missile test which India has conducted so far. So on Monday, the supersonic missile assisted release of torpedo, which is called the SMART system, was tested. An anti-submarine warfare missile which is aimed to be operationalized in the Indian Navy in the coming days, and which could prove a trump card against Chinese submarine and their intrusions. Okay, we all know that Pakistan is also receiving submarines from China, and it is expected Pakistan will lease out uh, one submarine to the sorry Chinese will lease out one submarine to the Pakistani Navy to get used to it and know for the training purpose. So now this missile comes into the play in a big way. It changed everything. India, we know that Indian Navy is a force to reckon with. Indian Navy is not small. This is a very powerful navy. Even if you take the world ranking, Indian Navy is a beast. Okay, Chinese will have no point attacking India from the sea, because they know that it's not going to happen, because we have several choke points where India can literally bleed Chinese out of trade. So next we have the Shaurya. The missile was carried out. The missile test was carried out last week, and it is expected to be inducted into the Strategic Force Command. which look after the nuclear strike power of India, okay, which handles the country's tri-service nuclear arsenals. Okay, so this missile will be transferred to them. The newer missile is expected to be both lighter and easier to operate because it is a canister launch. The missile is sleek, powered by solid propellant. Okay, it's kind of kind of a mutant, I will say. It has the capability to duck the several paths to reach out to its target, but also it is so much faster. It is an hypersonic missile. Okay, multiple times faster than many other missiles we have at our arsenal. So it is literally a game changer and a boost for our strategic force command. They can chart out a lot of strategies with this missile. Late last month, a laser guided anti tank missile was test fired from the Arjun tank as it undergoes technical evaluation trials with the indigenous developed tank, which is Arjun. So if you see, India's capabilities are expanding, Indian indigenous capabilities are expanding, and our scientists have promised our nation, our prime minister, that by 2022 India will be missile export free. Okay, all the missile requirement will be met with the indigenous solutions, but I'm not sure how far you can do that. But at least what we are seeing today, it proves that point that it is quite possible. At least, even if we take down from 100% to 80%. Okay, I mean, like 100% to 20%. Only 20% missiles are being imported, like Meteor is a great missile, and hope we will match it one day. But uh, these are the missile comes as a package with Rafale, and we are going to buy it, keep on buying, and these kind of missile and Scalp. There are a lot of missile which can be imported happily. Okay, so the new missile, the new anti-tank guided missile, which was test fired from the Arjun tank, employs a tandem heat warhead to defeat explosive uh, reactive armor protected vehicles. Okay, I'm told this is very superior and can penetrate the Chinese tanks quite easily, and Pakistan it can melt the Pakistani tanks. Okay, so this is a very good addition. You know, at high, sorry, at high altitude. I'm having a little bit of a throat problem. I don't know what happened, but yeah. And let's say that we are the high altitude battlefield, like in Ladakh. Ladakh features, many mountains are there, many peaks are there. When you have a good anti tank guided missile, and this can easily take out the enemy's very important asset in the region. Chinese have their light tanks over there, and also the armored vehicles, but this kind of missiles will give a much bigger package. These missile tests so far looks like a China specific missiles. Okay, if you think about it, these are the Chinese specific missiles and can be used against today's scenario in Ladakh. Okay, so the BrahMos, and the next comes the BrahMos cruise missile, and we all know the power of BrahMos cruise missile. Earlier, it was pegged at 290 officially, 290 kilometers officially, but we know there are some room to extend this missile even further. Okay, so now the BrahMos is being tested with indigenous booster and airframe. Okay, and also to expect it to have a longer range, more than 400 kilometers from what it was presumed before, that is I think so 500 kilometers. So these shows that these development shows that India has come to the play as a big player in the missile field. And And I want to touch this very important uh, very important successful test, which is hypersonic uh, technology demonstrator vehicle. HSTDV on 7 September puts India into a massive league of nations like US, Russia, and China, which have such unique technology within their arsenals. And we all know about Rudram. Rudra missile uh, is integrated on the Sukhoi 30 MKI, a fighter aircraft, as a launch platform, having capable of uh, varying range based on launch condition. Here you said it has initial navigation system, INS, global positioning system with passive homing head for the final attack. The missile is potent missile for the Indian Air Force for suppressing the enemy air defense effectively from the longer stand of range. Some climbs are there. It may be 250 kilometers. So Rudram is a beast in nature, and we also seen some picture about a static image of Sukhoi 30 MKI displayed during, I think so, Aero India, in which we can see that Sukhoi display. I will try to put this picture when I record this video. So Sukhoi 30 MKI with BrahMos 8, the air launched version of BrahMos, or even the BrahMos, let's call it BrahMos, and then uh, Rudram, okay, NG ARM, and then uh, Astra, the three deadly combination for our enemy to make our Sukhoi 30 MKI much more deadlier beast than it is today. Don't forget, in Sukhoi 30, we might have we might have a lot of new fighter jet like Rafales, okay, but this Sukhoi 30 MKI is actually the frontline fighter jet of India, the backbone of India. We have literally like around 270 to 300 jets so far, and this gives Sukhoi 30 MKI a much more bigger dimension than what it was today, what it was yesterday. You know, so I think so. We are proud about the Indian defense scientists, what they are trying to achieve and what they have achieved so far. So these things will give India a massive power projection in the region, and also an ultimate made in India Atmanirbhar Bharat solution for Indian Defense Forces. I think so. We need something like um, we need to have a private participation in these kind of defense deal from here on. No, we can't rely upon OBF. Okay, this public-private partnership at least has to play a bigger role. Instead of going completely private, we can do that. Public and private partnership, we can do that. So we might see much more successful stories coming out of India and making India a defense exporting power in the region. So hopefully this podcast uh, might have bored a lot of you, but I think so. Some of you also learned something from this podcast, and this podcast are not done regularly, but I will try to do some other time so we can all learn something from each other. I will try to do this online now, like a live, so I can take your questions and let's discuss about the topic what you are posting on the social media platform and something like that. So till then, we'll come back with yet another news report. And can you subscribe to IFE News? And because we are going to have a lot of information coming in this channel, and hopefully it will help many of you to understand the Indian defense newses. So thank you all. Thank you for listening to IF News. And next time we'll come back with yet another exclusive report. Till then, goodbye. Jai Hind.